Welcome back, everyone. Back to another stream of API for the Pals. Last time, right? I got interrupted, so this time I'm gonna pick up where we left off. And I think last time we left off at where suitability was trying to get query to actually be parsed into our ideal thing. Anyway, into an ideal format, so we can actually just anyway, let me fix this regular expression. Okay, so we were testing regular expression last time, but now I think we have what we need, and all we have to do now is to put it in, implement it, and then do our thing, right? So let's take a look at our function. This function currently takes a query with three, it's an array of dictionaries where we want work suitability comparison operator in a level. And we need to parse a string array of strings, right? Because that's probably what we're going to be passing in here. And what we're going to do is we're going to parse it and then pass it to our pal query dot filter. So let's start with that. So right now what we're thinking is when we pass in something like this, right, an array. So when we pass in our query, right, we will then we need to check whether our query is an array or just one argument, one string, one query. So if it is an array, we want to do something like this, right? First want to check is file query an array. And if it is an array, we want to do something. Otherwise, we don't want to do something. We don't want to treat it as an array. And we just want to call file query dot filter by work stabilities. And all we have to do here is we pass in a list and our regular expression. So we need to set a regular expression here. We already have right here, so let's get that here. And what we want to do here is we want to check if the string, right, which is this dot match, and I want to pass in our regular expression here. I guess we also want to do is as string, right? That's going to be a string because we know it's either a string, right? So if our query is, then we will do match and then regular expression, which will return a match, right? So let match equals that. And then we want to say, so we do know that our elements here, as you can see, when we parse it, the first element is going to be our work suitability, and then our third group, right? First index mining, third index will be our comparison operator, and then third will be our level. Now, there's one more thing that we have to check, which is whether or not the match actually worked or not, right? It's if it's valid or not. If it's not valid, then we don't actually even want to do this. So we want to see what happens if we pass in something that's not valid. So something like, I don't know. This should kill it entirely. And let's check what happens, what this returns, what it returns, right? Get rid of that. So let's check what this returns. If it doesn't match anything, we get null. So we want to just to begin with. It's possible to just do this if let's try that match. And we can maybe try this. And I guess we don't know what type this is, so we want to tell it that it's going to be in registmec array or null. So we want to import this from somewhere, which I don't know where this is coming from. So let's do this. Match array. Seems like I don't have to import this, so that's pretty fine. So if it's a single query, we want to filter it, and we want to just pass in this. So our workability is going to be our match at index 1, and then our comparison operator get match at index 3. Then our level operator is going to be at match 4. 3, 5. My bad. Wait, is this correct? I think that's correct. But right now it's giving me an error because it doesn't know what this. Oh, it's because it's not one of these elements, which is the work suitability. So we want to say as work suitability, right? And then this one needs to be a number. How do I convert this to a number? Wait, does it even need to be converted as a? I think it should be a number rather than. Yeah, let's just convert it to a number. So let's look up the function to do that. Or if we know that it's going to be a string, there's probably a function to it. No, never mind. There's not a function for that. Not a built-in number like that. Anyway, let's convert string to number. So let's figure that out. We can use the number function, I think. Okay. Okay, now that should work. Now this is pretty ugly, I won't lie, but no, let's just try it with one query, and hopefully it should work. And then we'll test the other route after. Oh, that's the wrong. Well, my bad. Should be index. That is. Oh my lord, what am I doing? The typing skills needs to be fixed. All right, there you go. Let's get Postman over. All right, so let's get Postman up. We're doing this one, and we want to make a new one called work suitability. I think that's how you spell it, and we can just do mining, do something like that. Well, let's get this out. And if we save this and then we send it, did we get our correct data? Actually, did we even type that in correctly? Work suitability. Because I don't think this is correct. This is not the right data. Yeah, this is giving us everything. So we are not doing it right now. So let's figure out why. Because, yeah, okay. If it is array, else if. So let's see if this got logged. Mining, okay, so this is working in here. I assume it's because it's not finding this. That has to be the reason, right? I think that's the reason, but let's figure out if that really is the reason. Okay, so yeah, it's not even getting through here, which is a problem. So let me check my test node again. Okay, something is wrong here. I'm not 100% sure. So let me grab this regular expression and go to regular expression 101, and let's put this in here and put in. Yeah, it's no longer working, which is really confusing here. That should be a plus, should there be? Well, let me get rid of this entirely to see if we can. Okay, it's picking that up. That's pretty cool. It should not be here. Let me also get rid of. No, I think that's fine. Oh, I see. That's our problem. Yeah, we also need to fix the match thing because it seems like we no longer need the extra parentheses around each variable because of how we're doing this. We're no longer using plus. So let's try that again. Yeah, there we go. Looks like it's just okay. Okay, I think we're pretty good now. Let's just copy this over. And we want to change this to 1, 2, and 3. And this time it shouldn't be fine. Wrong thing. Go back to U, and we should be able to. Look at that, it's working now. If you look, we have 2 records, Plasma Hut and Astagon. We are both at mining level 4 actually. All right, so that's pretty cool. We're on par. Okay. So now we also need to do the array version, right? So if we pass in an array, let me turn off this first because we don't need it anymore. And we also get rid of also log. If it's an array, we want to do this exact same way, but instead of this, right, we want to use a for loop. So for let's how work. Wait, no, for let's do query of right. So let's actually rename this to queries. Well, we don't actually know this query queries, so never mind, take that back. We're gonna do something like this, and then we just want to paste this in. Really, this should be called really. So instead of doing that, we want to say match is equal to and I think that should work. Though I won't lie, this is very, very ugly code. As you can see, there's multiple layers of, you know, indents, and I don't really know if there's a more efficient way. There probably is, but trying to all wrapped in here. It works suitability. Works suitability to this. Yeah, I think this is a big must. So I think we're fine. Yeah, this should be fine. Even though it's very ugly, it should be fine. Let's just go back in here and let's test out other. So let's say we want somebody with multiple work suitabilities. something like mining. Maybe we want to do mine. Maybe we want to have handiwork. Right. And maybe you also want them to have uh, what else? Kindling, right? Want handiwork and kindling. So now, if we turn on our server for once, and then we run Postman, now we'll get mining, kindling, and handiwork. So there's only one that can do all of these tasks. Let me check if that works with others. Yeah, so that looks like it's working. Okay, that's cool. All right, so what is next exactly? Now that you have that working. All right, so I think what's next is, let's just check. So we have workabilities, right? We have, yeah, we have workabilities. And we have name, we have types as well. So the only thing left really is stats, right? Maybe you want to look for stats. That's the only thing I can think of. Well, I mean, drops maybe, but I don't feel like that's super important. No, I think drops pretty important. All right, let's just do stats since that's pretty easy. All right, let's do this. Actually, do we really care about stats? I don't really think we care that much about stats. At least I mean, we do care eventually, but it's not like a priority compared to drops, right? Because most of the time, if you're a user, you want to search for who can drop certain materials. So I think that's more of a priority than other things, other than stats. So let's just try that, right? So how do we want to do this? I mean, searching for um, materials is actually not too bad. So we're most likely just going to want to use JMS path again, right? All right, let's see. We need and we want to search for drops. So how do we do that? if right, I'm gonna say if drops. Currently, I think drops is in a dictionary instead of a list, which I think it's a problem. I don't know if it should be like this. I don't think you can run contains function on this, right? Oh, so we can just run this and it should work. It'll give us all the people that has this attribute, right? I think that should work. The problem is, how do we do that for those with names that are multiple letters? So like electric organ. Right, that doesn't work. Yeah, so that doesn't work whatsoever. Not really sure. Okay, we need to find that out. Oh, double quotes. Okay. There we go. Okay. I think we got it. So we just have to check like this, and then we'll know if it exists or not. But we still have another problem, right? We need to capitalize every single word, right? And we need the lowercase and then uppercase every single word, every token, which is kind of a problem. So we need to parse examples like this, right? If we have, let's just show you. So if we have something like get rid of this, let's something like dots, right? We need to be able to make it match case insensitive. So the only way to do that is by splitting up the words into tokens and then running capitalize function on them. We definitely want to have another function called capitalize because I've been using it somewhere else and really it's not super cool. And I should probably rename this, to be honest. I'm gonna call it models. So we're gonna call it service. And instead of calling our thing just Power Query, we're gonna call it Power Query service. So we know that it actually does things. Because this is technically not even a schema. And we're also going to rename this to service. Let's create another service, right? We're going to call it utility. It's just random little stuff that we can add to it. I don't even think I spell utility right. Utility. Let me just copy utility from the internet. Utility. Like, okay. That is how you're supposed to spell it. There we go. And we're gonna create a utility service because we don't want to write capitalize on like there's a few functions that I don't want to repeat so many times. And I don't think we need a constructor here. We only want to just use some functions, right? In fact, I don't even think we need we don't even need a class for this, do we? Let's just keep it a class for consistency. So let's call a function, call it capitalize. Capital. Right. And what it's going to do is going to take a string. And what's the string going to be? Right, we'll just want a word, right? Or text if you want. And all we're going to do is return text dot char 0 and dot uppercase and plus text dot slice 1 text dot length actually let's not do it like that, it looks pretty ugly. The result equal to this and instead of doing that, just say if text length is greater than 0 or 1, then we want results plus equals text dot char text dot slice 1 dot to lowercase, and then we want to return our result. We also probably want to check whether it's an empty string or not. result is an empty string. Let's say dot weight 0 return text dot weight 0 returned. We can shorten this even further actually if we just do this. No, let's not shorten that any further. Let's just do it like this. Yeah, we should be good. And then we have the capitalize function, and we can probably replace some of our old terrible functions for that, because let's see. Yeah, like this one. This one looks so weird. So let's import utility service. But we don't have export on. I need to fix that. Export defaults. There we go. And let me add this here. I don't even think we need to. Do we have to instantiate that class? I don't think we need to instantiate it. I think we just call the function without doing all that. So anyway, let's take a look at the places that we were capitalizing manually. It was in types, if I remember, in Power Query. So let's look. Filter by type. Yeah, right here. We want to remove that. Instead of doing this, we just want to do utility service dot capitalize. It seems like we have to do some weird looking things. I don't really want to, you know, instantiate, make an instance of this. I don't know if there's a way to avoid doing that. I guess I can just make an object instead of doing this, but then it would be really weird. You know what? Let's just make it an object. Because it doesn't make any sense to make this into a blueprint, right? So and I think we can just lowercase this for should it be lowercase or uppercase? Let's just uppercase this. And now we don't have to instantiate that, right? We can just call it like an object. And we can just pass in our string. Undefined, apparently. How is it giving us undefined? Oh, I see. return text. There you go. Is there anywhere else I was doing this manually? I think that was the only place I was doing it, but yeah. Okay. The next thing we want to do is let's get back on track. Get rid of everything here. And we want to create a new filter. We want to filter drops. And to do that, we are going to want a filter function. Well, I believe filter by name was using capitalized for sure. Oh no, we were using lower, so that works out to be fine. All right, so let's just get this through. So filter by drops. Filter by drop. And I do realize that plurality is a thing in here because this is filtered by type instead of types. Right? I think that should have an S because we're using an array. Just to keep things more stable. Filtered by drops. So we want to have a list of drops. We're just gonna be a string. All right. So here's what we want to do, right? For what drop of drops. With drop, I want to do drop splits into tokens. Let's see how to split. Split string by space. So there is a split function here. And it looks like you can use regular expression to split it by whatever you wanted to split. Hey, that looks pretty cool. And what does it return though? String array, okay. So I want to say drop split. You want to do dots. So after we split it, right, we want to capitalize every single item in the array. So I want to do, is it for each? It's not for each. It's map. Right, we want to map. And then we want to say for every word, or we can just call it token. Because, I don't know, mathematicians like to call it, computer scientists like to use fancy words. Say token, they realize dot. Token. And I guess we should also add a string to this to be a text and then returns text returns. Capitalized string. Example. Wonder if there's an example. Delete. Say text. So get return to text. That should tell people what the heck it does. I think that should work. We'll return back text. Look at that. That looks pretty cool. So we're going to do that, and then after that, we want to join the function. Join array. Okay, so it does have a join function. That is super cool. Dot join. We're going to join by space. So drop is equal to this. And then we want to do pound this pound. And we want to pass in our query. Okay, drop. So in theory, this should work. In theory, this should work now. All right, so now that we have this, we do want to test it to see if it works or not, right? And we also want to export. No, we're good. So let's just go back into here. All right, we're good. We're good. So let's do how do we want to do this? Right, want to do let drop equal to rec dot dot drop. What is this console logging, bro? All right. So we have this, and it can be a query. So let's just tag this in here. If drop, I want to do something. I want to check if it's an array. So if array, actually, I saw something really cool. What is this? How is this working? It's an interface. But how is it able to be green? You know what I'm saying? Because that is really weird. Is it because it's called an interface that it can do this? Or is there something that I'm missing? Right. I can call this an interface, would that work? Nah, that does not work. I don't really know why that works then. That is really weird. How is this green? That's not what I want. How does that work? So it doesn't even have a definition. Wait, what if we do this? What if we do this? You know, I don't actually know how that works. To be honest, I don't know why it's green. Right. Let's just Google this. Uh, class functions. JavaScript. Class method. Or I should say static method. I think that's probably closer. Oh, we can just say static. So we can actually just call it a class and have it be static, and then that would work. Right? Am I right? What did I do this at? Here we go. Oh, it's green now. There we go. Why isn't alias? Huh? Whatever, I don't really care. That looks like it's working. Anyway, let's forget about that and keep going. Wait, a f array is array. So if it is an array, do something. Right? And if it's not an array, don't do something. Oh, we don't have to do that this time. We can just do this. I'll query dot filter by drops. And we can say we want to check if array dot drop dot is array. And if it is an array, right, you want to just pass in drop. And if it's not, then we want to pass in an array of drop. Of course, we want to say x string. And you know, sometimes we just don't give a crap. We just want to say as string array, and that should work. And if I think about it, we can do the same thing here. Right? Instead of doing this, it's probably simpler if I just call it a string array, because that's guaranteed to be it. Which means we can get rid of the extra brackets. And now if we run this and we get rid of this and we add in new key, let's call it drop. And we type electric organ. See that's, and we server is up. We send the did not work. Okay. Something broke here. String is not assignable to string array. Cool. Don't really know what's going on here. So that didn't work as I hoped it would. I think I have an idea. Maybe that will work. I don't know. I don't think that would work actually. That's probably gonna crash. Yeah. It's saying it's syntax error, but it's not a syntax error. Let me remove this to see if there's any problem. Because yeah, something is wrong with my function here. I'm not really sure. I'm only passing in drop. Unless it's because I'm passing in that instead of this. That isn't the case either. Why is it saying syntax error? God, EOF. I don't know. Do you see syntax errors? I don't, man. Maybe we just need to refresh VS Code or something. Because I don't see no syntax error. Unless it's in somewhere in here, which I don't see anywhere. So something's clearly messed up. I don't know. It's not telling me anything. Might be a dumb idea, but let's try this. Let's go back to if we just comment this out. We just click. Okay, so it's definitely something is up with this here. Something is up in here. But we don't know what. It might be this. Okay, so that's still working. Oh, I see. So something is wrong with this search query. And we don't know what is wrong. Right? So that is our current problem. So just in case, let's just console log what we're passing in right now. Yeah, that is indeed close to working. But for some reason, there's like a triple space here. Oh, because of this plus, maybe. Nah, there's still like a triple space for some reason. Maybe we want to do this. Okay, now there's no triple space. Actually, do we need this? Okay, so now that looks better. All right, there we go. That's why. Okay. Still, we are getting a error here, and we don't know exactly what that error is. So if we go to JMS path And it looks like this, right? Oh, I get it. We are missing a bracket here. Oh, I'm so stupid. That that took too long to figure out. Yeah, there we go. As you can see, it is indeed working. We are getting electric organ from several guys here. If we wanted to get, let's say leather as well, right? We type of leather, and they'll give me a leather. Look at this, it is working. So yeah, this is working like how I want it to work. And everything is going great. All right, so I think we're almost out of, I think we're out of time today. So we did a lot of progress today, got through a lot of things, and really the only thing left to configure is that, which I don't really know how important that is, but it could be important. So after that, I think that's it for, you know, querying the pals. I don't really see anything else being needed to query, right? And I just realized that name is indeed, okay, never mind, that doesn't matter. Anyway, yeah, this is pretty cool so far. We have so many features and we got so many things done. Utility service, PAL service. Yeah, I think that's it. All right, so I'm gonna be ending the stream. See you next time. Next time we'll probably just get the stats correct and then we'll be good. Right? We just want to be able to filter it by stats. And then after that, could be documentation. Maybe we'll extend our features to something more important things. Or we could be working on a different project, but let's just let the future decide for that. All right.